Okay, today is August 10th, and this is Process Mapping brought to you by joshbarnes.net. Check that out if you want to see some of the other work that we're doing, and maybe you'd be interested in a trader workshop. But I want to just get right into the analysis here. On the 60-minute, the context was a difficult read. You'll see that we had largely moved down from the Sunday open, which was right here. And we'd gotten above premium and then had moved down, and we moved into a place where there was no real support except for this rebalance fair value gap, which is a little bit hard to read in terms of where support would actually come in. So as we come down and make these lows and start to hold here, and then we hold again, you've now got sustained higher lows. So that's bullish no matter which way you look at it. And then we're also at the bottom of a trading range. So the narrative suggests that because we couldn't break a low, we're probably going higher. You got one try, two tries, three tries, and that was a big try. That was big. So in that way, I felt that the low of the week may be in, and that if we rallied during the Globex session and put in a sympathetic low to the London low, that we would probably try and take out 4206. I saw that happening today. That's in fact what happened. So that was the analysis. Now this was news driven, and I expected that to be a catalyst today for what it was that we were going to do. And I didn't know if we were going to go up or we were going to go down, but there was enough logical evidence to suggest we would go up. And that's in fact what happened. On the 60-minute, you can see that we broke a key pivot and then retested that order block here. The open of that order block holds, and then we rally higher into the price. As you move lower in time frame, I'm making note of a critical pivot here that we break through that break through that critical pivot with a fair value gap created, and a secondary low into that support was likely to be support and then be the move into the weekly target. Now, as I drop into time frames, the lower time frames, you'll see that there was no real opportunity to get long other than just accepting that location. But a couple of things I want to point out is that you see an equidistant move here to here to here, 22 ticks result, or basically. Critical pivot here, the fair value gap there, the low time frame stops that were taken out here because we made a relative higher high, and then the test lower. So very likely we're going to go higher from that. Now I'll show you why I was not able to participate on that here in just a moment. The only available trade that I saw coming into the session was a short, a low time frame short based on this high, double top high, fair value gap creation, low time frame break of local structure, and then a hold here. I'll admit, when this struggled for so long, I really wanted out of that trade. And I made a mistake that I should have put my scale here, not, with it being a trading range, that really should have been my first scale out. And because it came down so quickly, I expected it to just continue, and I was going to hold the whole thing. I wanted to scale out here. However, because it bounced so violently there on the low time frame, and there was no order blocks to test on the way back up that I would be interested in, and it's a trading range, and given the circumstances of this environment, I didn't want to hold that. So I lifted it as soon as it popped right back up. And then it makes it to my target, which was roughly 79 or 80. And that was because of what I'd already shown you, which was the open of this bullish order block on the 60. And I expected that we would present the model would present a move on the upside, but it didn't. You can see that it doesn't test at all. It just continues all the way through to the target, which was 4206. And when it had done that, that was basically it for me. 4206 was the target on the week, and it was based on news as expected. So nothing really to do. Tomorrow I will look to see where we might be drawing to next, and maybe we'll get another trade, but I expect it to be, sort of ultra quiet or perhaps sell off. So the process that we used, as I've explained, was based on the logic that why those lows go into place, what the news might deliver, where it delivered that, and then the logical probability that we would actually get to 4206. And then as far as the short, I just used the low time frame model in order to grab a retracement back into support, expecting that we would turn. And that's what happened. Again, check us out at joshuabarnes.net. Sign up for a trader workshop. If you're stuck in your trading, it will help, I promise.